Flat Stanley goes to Houston, Texas for Michael Voltz.
Hi, Michael. Uncle Paul in Houston, Texas. Boy, we haven't seen each other for about a year now. I hope you're doing real well. Anyways, I wanted to thank you and your brothers for these
hand-drawn get-well cards that you all sent me. They really brighten up my room, and I just love them. Thanks so much.
I'm healing up real well from my surgery, but I get around a little slow using my crutches or a cane. Oberon and Aurora are taking real good care of me. You know, at least when they're not napping. Then again, I take a lot of naps right now, too. Oh, there's someone at the door. Let's go see who it is.
I wonder who's at the door. Who could it be?
Hello? Oh, there's nobody here. I guess it was the mailman. So let's see what he brought. Well, look who's here. It's Flat Stanley. Well, come on, Stanley. Let's take you inside and see where you came from. Oh, don't forget your luggage. Well, how about that? It's a letter from you, Michael. So you want Flat Stanley to spend some time here in Houston, Texas. Okay. You know, there's some things he can do to help me out. Plus, Stanley, there's a lot of fun things we can do too. So we should probably get you settled in. But first, you need to meet Oberon and Aurora so they know who you are.
Oberon is a Mastiff puppy, about a year and a half old, and weighs 130 pounds. He loves to play in the yard with his balls and chase his sister around. Aurora is about a year and a half old, weighs 90 pounds, and is a Mastiff mix. She loves to romp around in the backyard, and she loves getting wet, like here when she's drinking in the pond.
Well, I better help Stanley find a room to stay in while he's here. But you know, I bet Stanley loves Legos as much as you and I do, Michael. Let's see if Stanley can make himself a Lego cabin to stay in while he's here. And that should be nice and comfortable, don't you think? And while Flat Stanley's making himself a Lego cabin, I'll tell you some more about Houston and about Texas. The state you live in is called Illinois. The state I live in is called Texas. LeClaire Elementary School, where you attend first grade, is in Edwardsville, Illinois. Flat Stanley has traveled all the way to Houston, Texas, where I live. Houston is 865 miles from your school. If your dad was going to drive you here, it would take about 14 hours to get here if you drove nonstop. That's a long, long time to be in the car. Texas is the second largest state in the United States in both land area and in the number of people. Here's something about Texas that no other state in America can claim. In 1836, after a war for independence from Mexico, Texas became a country of its own. It wasn't until 1845 that Texas joined the United States as the 28th state. Our state bird is the mockingbird, and our state flower is the bluebonnet. Many people think of desert, tumbleweeds, and cowboys when they think of Texas. Now, parts of Texas are desert, but Houston today is lush and green and very modern. Now, don't worry, we still have a few cowboys around. I'll tell you more about Houston in a minute. Well, let's check in on Stanley real quick and see how he's doing. Hey, off to a nice start, Stanley. We'll check back on you again in a few minutes. Houston is a really big city, covering more than 650 square miles and is even visible from space. More than 2.1 million people call Houston home, making it the fourth largest city in the United States. But our population jumps to 6.1 million when you count people in the area right around Houston. Downtown has lots of big skyscrapers. The tallest building is 1,000 feet tall and 75 stories. Your house is probably 1 or 2 stories tall, like the house inside the circle. I work inside this building. It's a smaller tower of about 26 stories. Houston is known for things like oil and gas drilling and refining. In fact, the gas in your car probably came from Houston. Our shipport is one of the largest in the United States, and things you use or eat may have come through Houston on their way from around the world. Houston also has the largest medical facility in the world, basically a city of its own designed to help sick people get better. It has 49 hospitals, clinics, schools for doctors and nurses, and research laboratories. There are even hospitals just for kids. Every year, about 20,000 babies are delivered in the medical center. Houston is also the home to NASA's astronaut program. From here, NASA directs the Space Shuttle and the International Space Station. When you hear Mission Control talking, they are in Houston. And when not in space, the astronauts live and train here. You should come and see the cool things they have for kids to do at NASA. So that's a little about Houston. I hope you and Flat Stanley have learned enough to make you want to come visit. As we say in Houston, y'all come.
Well, it's time to check in again with Flat Stanley and see how his cabin's coming along. That's a pretty good size. Let's go inside. Wow, Stanley. Hey, this looks great. Look, you've got a Lego bed and a Lego blanket, a little nightstand. There's a dresser in the corner. And is that a fireplace? It sure is. A Lego fireplace with even a little Lego fire inside. Yeah, looks good. Oh, and you used Michael's drawing as wallpaper. Pretty cool. Well, I guess you're tired out and ready for a nap, huh? Okay, well, you know what? It looks like Aurora and Oberon are going to help you with that nap. So we'll catch up with y'all soon.